Hi there, welcome back to the 67 Hail Hail channel on YouTube with me, Hamish Carton. We've got Jackie McNamara back with us. We're wanting to chat about Scott Brown, so we're wanting to find a guy who's played for Celtic, captain Celtic, played for Aberdeen, has gone in from being a player to being a manager. Jackie, you tick all of those boxes, so we'll start by getting your thoughts on the Scott Brown news. We kind of touched on it on the video earlier in the week, but are you sad to see Scott Brown leaving Celtic? Do you think it's the right time for him to move on from the club?
It's sad to see him go. I think he's been a great servant. I think good captain and a good type around the club. I think he's matured so much over the years when he first joined the club. I can see why he's done it. You know, I can understand why he wants to keep playing as long as he can, and that would be my thoughts on it as well. To keep playing as long as you can, because you know once you stop, that's it. You know, you can do the coaching side later on. The fact that he's gone into the coaching setup as well as playing, I think that'll help him, and you know he'll look at that next part of his career and have a taste for that, and you know he might be back at the club again one day as a manager.
The numbers are incredible, whatever way you look at them. I think he's won 23 domestic trophies in 14 years at Celtic, which is just an incredible number. But that doesn't deflect from this season, which has been, you know, a horror season for everyone at Celtic, including Scott Brown. There's definitely an element of regret for me as a Celtic fan that Brown's not going to go out on top as a league winner, and also that he's going to go out, he's not going to get a send-off because it's been no fans at games all season. Do you think that will bug Scott Brown, that he isn't getting that perfect goodbye?
I think he'd be frustrated about the season. I think, you know, because again, like most of the players, are used to success, they're used to winning. And this season, it's not worked. They've still got an opportunity in the Scottish Cup, you know, to finish on a high, and I'm sure that's what he'll be pushing for, like the rest of the players, to try and have a good send off. And like you said, it's disappointing that the fans are not been in the stadium as well to say their goodbyes to him. But you know, I don't believe that the fans accepted a lot of things this season. Had they been in the stadium, you know, I think it would have been totally different with the performances and the energy around the stadium. So, yeah, I think that's been a big loss, and you know, but I'm sure everybody, you know, will agree that he's been a great servant, and a bargain of £4 million from us all the year ago. How he's done and what he's won is fantastic.
Where does he rank in terms of 21st century Celtic icons? Because for me, you've got your old teammate Henrik Larsson's probably ahead of anyone in the 21st century. Neil Lennon's probably in there as well. Yourself, maybe you could be up near the top of that list. Where's Scott Brown come into that reckoning?
Yeah, I think he's up there because he's what he's won and what he's done. You know, the people that will sort of downplay his achievement because of Rangers and not been there and stuff like that. But you know, as I said, to win the league is different. But you winning trebles, that's a lot harder. You know, that's why it's not been done a lot. And I think over the last number of years to go and do that, you know, I think he's up there with even just the games that he plays. You know, I think when he had a spell under Ronnie that everybody thought he was kind of coming to an end at Celtic. Then you get a new lease of life under Brendan. More about him, more energy. He looked fitter and stronger. You know, and I think when you do get older, if you have a bad game, people just sort of write you off and think you're finished, and they want to see younger legs in there. And so he'll obviously feel he's still got a point to prove. He believes that he can still play on in the next couple of years. You know, playing coach at Aberdeen.
Do you think we'll miss him next season? I mean, Callum McGregor's been readied up as his captain, as his replacement, for the last 2 or 3 years. We kind of know that's going to happen. But will we miss having Scott Brown in our team next season?
I think they will, yeah. I think the players will in the dressing room, and just that winning mentality, the leadership. I think he's been a good leader. I don't think there's not that many at the club. You mentioned Callum there. You know, I don't think there's a lot of big personalities there to step up. But you're hoping there will be. and they're bringing players in, in the summer. But leaders are very difficult to find.
How do you feel about Callum McGregor as the next captain? As I say, he has been getting readied for the last 3 or 4 years to be the captain. He's not the same kind of in-your-face shouter as Scott Brown, it's probably fair to say, but he certainly seems to be able to handle himself well, post-match press conferences, interviews, that kind of thing. He's respected, I think, by his teammates. Have you got any kind of worries about Callum McGregor being a captain, or do you think he'll get on absolutely fine?
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, I think he leads by example when he gets the ball. He takes responsibility. You can see sometimes he drives the team on, even when he's playing that little bit further back. He will make something happen. And for me, a good captain isn't somebody that shouts and screams and points fingers and shouts in people's faces. It's leading by example on and off the pitch. And taking responsibility when things are not going great, standing up and being counted. And I think McGregor does that very well on and off the pitch. I think he does. So I've got no qualms about him stepping up and handling that.
Yeah, you've been Celtic captain, you've worked under loads of other captains at various clubs and international level. What's the best bits about a good captain? What are they able to do that maybe bad captains aren't?
I think it's just, again, just like I said, it's just, for me, it's leading by example. It's, not pointing fingers or putting the blame. It's taking that responsibility. You do have extra responsibility on your shoulders. I was very fortunate at my time when I was captain, because I had a dressing room full of captains, and right throughout with Lennon and Sutton, Larson, Petrov, Mialbi, Bobo, real big characters. So, there's a lot of leaders in there, and they didn't need a lot of talking to or finger pointing at that point.
Yeah, I don't know if Scott Brown watches the channel, but if he does and he happens to be coming across this video of me and you chatting, would you have any bits of advice that stick out from your time? Obviously you went, like many others, from being a player to going into the coaching and then eventually became a manager. I dare say Scott Brown wants to be a manager as well. Have you got any kind of obvious bits of advice for him?
Well, my advice is obviously playing as long as you can. I think that's the important bit, because he'll have plenty of time when he stops. I think that's the decision there that he's taken just now to go and play, sign a 2-year deal as a player coach, is to learn that side of it as well as still playing. I think that's a great decision that he's made. He's going to Aberdeen, they're a good club. I went there after being down in England, and it didn't work out the way I wanted to at Aberdeen. I signed a 2-year deal myself, and I left after in the end of the first season, just because I wasn't enjoying it, and I wasn't playing in the position that I was promised to go up there. I didn't enjoy a lot of aspects, and I went to Falkirk after that, and got a new lease of life under Yogi, and I loved my time in that first season with Yogi in Falkirk, and got to the cup final as well. So, and again, at that season, a lot of people had kind of written me off, saying I was past it and the legs had gone and everything else. And I left and stayed in the Premier League with Falkirk the following season, and ended up being the Players' Player of the Year at 35-year-old. So, it's all about recovery. When you get to a certain age, it's how you recover after matches, how you prepare. And I think that's the biggest thing. With John Hughes at Falkirk, really looked after me at that time, and prepared properly and rested properly after games, and that prolonged my career.
Yeah, just finally, when you're chatting there about play as long as you can, and that was your bit of advice to Scott Brown, you don't really ever hear it spoken about, but when a player retires from football, I take it you miss it quite a lot, and I know you can play fives and run about and all that kind of stuff, but I take it you just miss everything about being a player and playing those big games. Yeah,
it's everything. It's that. I mean, you as a manager, you stand at the side of the park, and you've still got the nerves, you've still got the butterflies, but it's like you're injured, and you're relying on the other guys in your team to to go and do the business, to go and do what you're prepared for all week and why you train and do things. And that's it's a frustration because you can't do anything about it. You know, and you've crossed it over the fence as well into the management side. So you're not you know, you don't see all the jokes in the dressing room and the banter. It's a bit different. You know, you miss that as a player. And that's why I said last year when the players were in lockdown and they were missing there when they came back pre-season, you know, it gives them a little taste of it, what it's like to finish playing football because it's the best job in the world. And then one day it's such a short career. You know, you're mid-30s, you're late 30s and you can't play anything else that you love doing. You know, that's why we loved playing in the charity games or the games back with, you know, the old teammates and see everybody again, have a bit of a laugh, and you miss the days in the dressing room.
Yeah, any excuse to get back and run about. My very final question, and you can choose to answer this or palm me off or whatever, is Scott Brown a future Celtic manager? What do you think? Yeah,
I've said before, I think he could be. Yeah, I think it's important, as I said, that he goes away and learns. You know, when we spoke about John Kennedy, and a lot of people talking about John Kennedy, and I thought it would have been good for John to go and learn first away from Celtic and maybe come back. You know, if that was his aspirations to be the Celtic manager, and I believe the same for Scott because he's got a good relationship with the club and the fans. He's respected. You know, he's been successful, such a successful player and captain. The next bit will be, you know, to go and learn while he's still playing, go and learn the side of it with the coaching and management. And then one day maybe come back as manager. I do believe he could do that, yeah.
It's exciting anyway, isn't it? I saw Kieran Tierney tweeting about Scott Brown moving on and saying he was, you know, the best captain and he was his mate and all that stuff. And you know, Tierney said he wants to come back to Celtic at the end of his career. So you wonder if there's a world down the line in, you know, a decade or so when Scott Brown's managing Celtic and, you know, he signs Kieran Tierney. It's good to think about, but we've got plenty to go between now and then. Jackie, it's been great to have you on and getting your thoughts on Scott Brown once again. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Remember, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, to do it now. We've got plenty more coming in the coming days, and next time we're back with Jackie, we'll have John here as well. Take care everyone, see you later.